Hey guys, how are you? Thank you for turning onto this video. Thank you for clicking and please subscribe. We're trying to get the numbers up. Okay? Thank you guys. Um, you know, in this video I just want to say something about I am Marwa. I've been following him for some time and he just reminded me of a very important um, story I heard from the book of Plato called The Republic. So I am Marwa. Literally, is a villager. Is like most of us. He's a villager. Comes from a village. He's not educated. He's not. He's not some. Bank manager, engineer, or doctor. Comes from a village, but then from that village, he says, "I'm gonna get out there and just see what's happening." He starts making videos. Ultimately, he ends up traveling the world. I think he's visited about 70 countries. And some countries he's gone there back and forth. According to him, it's over 100 trips he's done, international trips. And but one thing he did is he made a lot of money from YouTube. He's made a lot of money. So he's gone back to his village, put up a very nice villa, double story. It looks nice. You can take that villa and put it anywhere in the world and it will still look nice. It's that good, But one thing he's done is he didn't hold the information he's found out. So what he did, he went back to his village, started telling his people to say, guys, this is how I've done it. Anyone can do it. You get a camera, start recording, start posting. You can do it from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter who you are. You can do it. And in doing that, he's helped even, because he's making a bit of money now. He's even helped other families with like school fees and things like that. Okay? However, some people complain. Okay? Some people complaining about him, or they think, because sometimes he'll say, donate. On his videos, he might say, donate money to this kid, and people who are his followers donate the money and he gives them the money. But people, the mindset, they're thinking, oh, he's probably stealing the money. And sometimes he uses his own money to sponsor those kids. And people don't appreciate it. That's why there's that saying that a king is not respected in his own kingdom. I think Jesus said something something like that, in his own place, So, but what is that? Just by doing that, those who followed suit took the camera, start posting videos. They've also now created, and luckily for them, this is what I like about them. They are investing that money in the village. They're building houses. When you build a house, it has a triple effect on the economy. There's people the cement, the transportation, the construction. People working in construction, they have to come and build your house. You gotta transport things from wherever they're manufactured to your area, and on top of that, things have to be produced in factories. So it has a triple effect on the economy, and this is doing quite a lot for his community in this village. Okay, now I want you to watch this video. It's an 8-minute video, and please, just hear me out. Watch this video. This is from 2,500 years, right? Plato talking about the allegory of the cave. Watch it, and then I'll try and connect that to what Marwa has done in his village. Just watch.
Let me show in a parable to what extent our nature is enlightened or unenlightened. Envision human figures living in an underground cave with a long entrance across the whole width of the cave. Here they have been from their childhood and have their legs and necks chained so that they cannot move and can only see before them, being prevented by the chains from turning their heads around. Above and behind them, a fire is blazing at a distance. They see only their own shadows, which the fire throws on the opposite wall of the cave. For how could they see anything but the shadows if they were never allowed to move their heads? Between the fire and the prisoners, there is a raised way and a low wall built along the way like the screen which puppet players have in front of them, over which they show the puppets. Do you see men passing along the wall, carrying all sorts of articles which they hold projected above the wall? Statues of men and animals made of wood and stone and various materials? Of the objects which are being carried in like manner, they would only see the shadows. And if they were able to converse with one another, would they not suppose that they were naming what was actually before them? And suppose further that there was an echo which came from the wall. Would they not be sure to think when one of the passers-by spoke that the voice came from the passing shadows? To them, the truth would be literally nothing but the shadows of the images. And now look again and see what will naturally follow if one of the prisoners is released. At first, when he is liberated and compelled suddenly to stand up and turn his head round and look towards the light, all this would hurt him, and he would be much too dazzled to see distinctly those things whose shadows he had seen before. And then conceive someone saying to him that what he saw before was an illusion. But that now, when he's approaching nearer to reality and his eyes turn toward more real existence, he has a clearer vision. What will be his reply? And you may further imagine that his instructor is pointing to the objects as they pass and requiring him to name them. Will he not be perplexed? Will he not think that the shadows which he formerly saw are truer than the objects which are now shown to him? And suppose once more that he is reluctantly dragged up a steep and rugged ascent and held fast until he is forced into the presence of the sun himself. When he approaches the light, his eyes will be dazzled, and he will not be able to see anything at all of what are now called realities. He will require to grow accustomed to the sight of the upper world. And first he will see the shadows best. Next, the reflections of objects in the water, and then the objects themselves. Then he will gaze upon the stars and the spangled heavens and the light of the moon. He will see the sky and the stars by night. Last of all, he will be able to see the sun, and not mere reflections of it in the water, but he will see the sun in its own proper place and not in another. And he will contemplate the sun as it is. Will he not then proceed to argue that it is the sun who gives the season and the years, and is the guardian of all that is in the visible world, and in a certain way the cause of all things which his fellows have been accustomed to behold? Clearly he would first see the sun, and then reason about it. And when he remembered his old habitation and what was the wisdom of the cave and his fellow prisoners, do you not suppose that he would bless himself for the change and pity them? And if they were in the habit of conferring honors among themselves on those who were the quickest to observe the passing shadows, and to remark which of them went before and which followed after, and which were together, and who were therefore best able to draw conclusions as to the future, Do you think that he would care for such honors and glories, or envy the possessors of them? Would he not say with Homer, better to be the poor servant of a poor master, and to endure anything rather than think as they do and live after their manner? Imagine once more such a one coming suddenly out of the sun to be replaced in his old situation. Would he not be certain to have his eyes full of darkness? And if there were a contest of measuring the shadows, and he had to compete with the prisoners who had never moved out of the den, while his sight was still weak, and before his eyes had become steady, wouldn't they all laugh at him and say he had spoiled his eyesight by going up there, and that it was better not to even think of ascending? And if anyone tried to release another and lead him up to the light, let them only catch the offender, and they would put him to death. It is the task of the enlightened not only to ascend to learning and to see the good, but to be willing to descend again to those prisoners and to share their troubles and their honors, whether they are worth having or not. And this they must do, even with the prospect of death. They shall give of their help to one another, wherever each class is able to help the community.
So as you can see from that, the story goes, imagine people, let's say, who've been enslaved and they've been put in a cave. In this cave, they're strapped to where their head is not moving. They're strapped back. Imagine a strap holding them back. Their hands, maybe even like strapped behind them, right? And looking, this is in the cave, it's dark in the cave. And looking on the wall, they've always just looked at this particular wall in front of them. Now, there's a fire going on behind them. And you know, if you've ever done those old school videos, I used to do this as a kid, where you put even a candle here, and then in front of it, you have this cut up. Maybe it could be people, whatever, trying to fight, and then it shows up on the shadow, shows up on the screen. You know, so imagine that. So imagine there's a fire going on, and there's people there passing all these different things like animals, and just imagine that picture. And this is showing up on the wall where these people are looking, and that's the only entertainment they know. This is their life. This is all they've gone to know. They've never seen the sun before in their life. This is it. This is it. This is all they know, right? Now, imagine someone walks into that cave, unties one of those people, and gets him out of the cave. And then he's going to even struggle when he gets out of the cave because the sun is going to shine in his eyes. He might not even see. It might blind him for some time. But eventually, he sees it clearly. Sees, oh, there's birds, there's animals, there's green grass, there's flowers, it rains, the sun. He sees all these amazing things, right? And he thinks there's more to life than just what we've known. And he goes back to the cave. I want you to listen to this story because this story is connected to Africa in so many ways. He goes back to the cave, okay? The moment he gets into because now he's used to light. If you've done this move before, you can even see like light and then you go into darkness. Because he's used to so much light. He goes into darkness. Now, into this cave, he's going to struggle the same way he struggled when he got out of the cave into light. So he's going to struggle a little bit, touch his eyes, trying to get the vision. And the people in there see him and they start laughing. Oh, you went out there, damaged your eyes. Okay? Why did you even go there? You know. And then he starts telling these people about what he's found. And they don't believe him. And in some cases, let's just imagine this person even gets killed. Or maybe one person says, okay, let's go. Go and show me. You know, this is exactly what happened to Marwa, and this is where, as most part of Africa actually is. You know, a guy went to the Gambia with the intention of helping out people. Recently, he got murdered. You know, so many people have been murdered in the Gambia where they've gone there with the intention of helping out people, get them out of the cave, and they've been murdered. Now, luckily for Marwa, he's gone back. He's shown the people what he's found. He said there's a world out there waiting for you to discover it. Some people have listened and they're doing very well. The problem we have in Africa is that when people like Marwa, when people like the guy in the allegory of the cave come back and they want to show us that this is not it, there's so many other things that you can do with your life. This is not how you live. We kill them. Thomas Sankara, Patrice Lumumba, the list goes on. And sometimes we say, oh, it's the white people that killed them. No. You wanted to kill him. Black Africans already wanted to kill him. What the white people did was realize that they can do it. So he pushes them. They were going to do it anyway. He just pushed them. And they did it. So let's stop all these things. Oh, they don't. Because guess what? The CIA tried the same thing in Singapore and it didn't work. Because every person they were trying to contact in Singapore was saying, no, stuff you, we're going to look after Lee Kuan Yew because he's trying to do something for us. How come that never happens in Africa? How come every time the white guy just pushes a little bit, people get killed? So the intention was already there for them to kill, and these guys could see that because they've had thousands of years of history of manipulation, history of war, history of, I don't know if anyone has ever read the book Machiavelli, this is just how, you fool people, literally. So these people know that. And then when they come in, they study what's going on. They know who to push and who's going to do it. Because already the Africans are trying to kill. Because look at what's happening in Burkina Faso. Who do you think is trying to kill Ibrahim Traore? It's his own people. People already do dodgy businesses there. They think it's affecting his business. They want to kill him. I don't know how many attempts have been foiled on his life. So many attempts. Almost every day almost every day or every week there's an attempt. Oh, they tried to kill him. They tried to kill him. It's not the white guys going there. If anything, who's protecting him? It's the Russians. Not the Africans. The Africans want to kill him. So sometimes we have to wake up about what's happening. The person who always tried to bring the good news gets killed. Same thing happened to Socrates. Socrates was this story of the allegory of the cave. I personally believe is based on Socrates, who was the teacher of Plato. And Socrates did the same thing. When Socrates was young, he told people like, no. The sun, the moon is not the God trying to shine light on us. No, it's just a reflection from the sun. He told them that. And then there's a volcano happening at this mountain. They thought it's a god of thunder. He goes, no. It's not. There's no God there, guys. What it is, it's just this lava at the bottom of the ground that's wants to come up onto the surface. So everything people believed, he was telling them it was ridiculous. It was stupid. And he was giving them reasons, which today we find out he was right. But because of that, they killed Socrates. So you can even say the same thing with Jesus. Jesus has the message, not the ones that you guys get from the Bible and all that stuff. I don't want to get into that, but I don't think that's the message. But because he was different and was trying to bring something to enlighten everybody, he got killed. So Marwa is doing a great job. Then this is what I'm saying. He's added at least $100 million to that, to his village. And it's not just in terms of money, also mindset. Because now kids are looking up, they look at his house and say, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. Everyone in that area is getting inspired. Obviously, you're going to get jealous people. Excuse me. But majority of people in that village are getting inspired. And that's what we need to do. Okay? We have to be very careful when we go back and try to help out people. Once you look at that allegory of the cave, you're going to learn a lot. And one thing, what I would like everybody to learn is to watch it. You can interpret however you want to interpret it. But I think every time some of you guys want to go there and help people, you have to realize these people, this is all they know. The stuff they see on the wall, that's all they know. And start slowly. You gotta do it gently. There's a lot of people in there that gonna realize, that gonna follow you and find out a lot of things. And that's how we start changing our people and improving their lives and bringing them to the 21st century. All right, guys, let me know what you think of this comparison between Marwa and Plato's allegory of the cave. Thank you, guys. Please subscribe. Goodbye.